Excellencies, distinguished co-chairs, and fellow delegates, thank you for your interest and time in participating in this facilitative multilateral consideration of progress, or in short, FMCP session. My name is Dato Wira Anis Rizana binti Muhammad Zainuddin, and I am the Secretary General of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability of Malaysia, or in short, NRES. It is indeed my deepest honor to provide a short insight on Malaysia's climate action and our efforts under the Enhanced Transparency Framework (ETF). Among others, this presentation also covers our national circumstances, our institutional arrangements for the first biennial transparency report, BTR1, general overview of our GHG inventory, and our comprehensive efforts to meet our nationally determined contributions, or in short, NDC. We approach this session in a spirit of constructive dialogue and as we advance technical implementation on a path toward COP31. As a short introduction, Malaysia is situated in the equator with a total land area of over 330,000 square kilometers and a population of around 32.6 million people in 2021. The country covers Peninsular Malaysia in the west and the states of Sabah and Sarawak in the island of Borneo in the east. Malaysia is proud of a commitment to maintain 50% of the nation's total size under forest cover. As of 2021, Malaysia's forest cover stands at 54.37%, which serves as a critical carbon sink for the country. Malaysia's GDP in 2021 grew from 729.9 billion ringgit in 2005 to 1,390.88 billion ringgit in 2021 based on constant prices of Euro 2015. The main contributions to the GDP were from services, manufacturing, mining, quarrying, agriculture, livestock, forestry, fishing, and construction. We maintained the existing institutional arrangement that was set up from the previous preparation of the National Communications and the Biennial Updated Reports, BURs. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability, NRES, is the UNFCCC's national focal point for climate change and responsible for all the reporting obligations. National Steering Committee on Climate Change oversees the preparation of the BTR1, while the technical works are carried out through the Technical Committee on Climate Change, TCCC, and the Malaysia Greenhouse Gases Center, MyGHG. Our structure includes dedicated technical working groups, TWGs, for inventory, mitigation, vulnerability, and adaptation, and finance, technology, and capacity building. This stakeholder-driven arrangement ensures that data collection, analysis, and any issues pertaining to specific reporting sectors is coordinated and deliberated by specialized sub-working groups, ensuring data integrity and technical accuracy. Malaysia's total emissions reported in 2021, which excluding the land use change and forestry sector, are estimated at 327.67 million tons of CO2 equivalent. The energy sector remains the primary source of emissions, accounting for 79.2% of the total GHG emission. This is followed by industrial processes and product use, IPPU, at 11.3% and waste at 7.2%. Agriculture sector contributed to 2.2% of total emissions in that period. The importance of our land use changes, and forestry sector cannot be overstated, which with removals are recorded at 212.28 million tons of CO2 equivalent, it is significantly contributes towards our total net emissions at 115.39 million tons of CO2 equivalent. This data underscores the vital role of our forest conservation efforts played in our national mitigation strategy. In 2021, the energy and industrial processes and product use, or in short, IPPU sectors experienced growth of GHG emissions. However, the emissions from the agriculture and waste sectors decreased, while the net emission in land use changes, and forestry sector stabilized. The overall increase in emissions is in tandem with the country's development need and growth of population. Hence, these factors contributed towards increase in energy demand and needs for infrastructure and housing. The time series from 1990 to 2021 was reported in BTR1 as seen in this graph. Malaysia's nationally determined Contribution 2.0 was devised as an ambitious economy-wide target. We have committed to a carbon intensity reduction of 45% against GDP by 2030 relative to 2005 levels. I am pleased to report that as of 2021, Malaysia has achieved a carbon intensity reduction of 37.12%. This progress value is based on the ratio of total economy-wide emissions and removals against the GDP value of the inventory year 2021 calculated against 2015 value. This indicates that Malaysia is on the right and clear trajectory to meet its 2030 obligations. To achieve our NDC, Malaysia has implemented continuous, updated, and cross-cutting sectoral policies. In the energy sector, we are expanding the use of renewable energy and have committed to phase out of coal power plants with no new power plants to replace retired one. This was clearly reflected under our National Energy Transition Roadmap, or in short, NETR. We are also accelerating the transition to electric vehicles and launching of hydrogen pilot projects for heavy-duty transport. In specific sectors such as industrial processes and product use, or IPPU, we focus on material substitution in cement production to reduce environmental impacts. Our waste management strategy includes scaling up methane capture at solid waste and wastewater facilities. In the agriculture sector, the My Organic certification program promotes sustainable agricultural practices, while our land use changes and forestry strategy remains centered on sustainable forest management, which cover both forest conservation and reforestation programs. Malaysia acknowledges and appreciates the technical and financial assistance received from the Global Environment Facility, or in short GEF, and Green Climate Fund, GCF, and support from developed country partners. During the GEF 7 cycle, Malaysia received 5.7 million US dollars to support mitigation projects and technical capacity building. We also like to highlight our commitment for social inclusion. During our various stakeholder engagement for the BTR1, we recorded gender participation rate of 53.7% for female and 46.3% for male. Having said that, continued and additional supports are needed, particularly for finance, technical, and capacity building covering various sectors, carbon market, climate modeling, and projection, and others, as reflected in our BTR1 report. I'm happy to report that Malaysia has submitted its third iteration of the NDC 3.0, as our commitment and goals to contribute towards the implementation and achievement of the goals of the Paris Agreement. Malaysia has also recently launched our National Carbon Market Policy on short NCMP to set out a structured framework to support climate action through high integrity, inclusive carbon market, and carbon pricing instrument. Malaysia is also in the process of finalizing the National Climate Change Bill, which will put in place a legal framework to strengthen our climate action and emission reduction efforts. This year, our main priorities is the preparation and submission of Malaysia's second biennial transparency report, BTR2, to the UNFCCC in December 2026. Moving ahead, we'll continue open and productive engagement with our stakeholders to ensure a collaborative approach for the critical work under the enhanced transparency framework of the Paris Agreement. Improvement of our technical and capacity building are of the utmost importance to ensure that we will be able to deliver and achieve all the national targets and commitment outlined under various climate-related policy and strategies. Thank you for your time and attention.